Okay, Captain Larry, you're gonna have some fun here watching me struggle in this dang hole. Sure, I got all my tools before I get back in here again. Where's my screwdriver? Oh boy, she ain't this fun. Where's the screwdriver? I can't do anything without that. But well, that's how it's going around here. There it is. So what we're doing is repairing this settee berth. This is the funny part. See, watching me. You think this is funny? Whether you see me trying to get out of this hole. So what we're doing is we've got two strips of this marine plywood. The bottom of this backing plate has been cut off 4.5 inches short. So I have to put a doubler back here behind it and then another piece on here to bring it out to flush with this as close as we can get. And then the supports go across here. You put a strip across the second piece we'll put on, and strips go across there, and these berth boards go in there. So what I'm doing right now is laying out the screws that are going to attach this thing here. I don't know if I'm going to take this apart after I get it done and glue it, or if I'm just going to depend on the screws. I think I'm going to start with the screws and see what we get. So I've got these with 1 foot spacing, and I've got to figure out, I've got 2 inches before I get back up against part of the structure there. I can't go any deeper than that, and this screw is at, oh gee, 1 3/4 inches. So the question is, do I do them all in a straight line here, or do I stagger them? This is plywood, it won't split, so there's really no reason not to do them in a straight line. And you know, you always forget something, and in this case it's the pen or the pencil, so I get to crawl back out of here. Like I said, you want to have some fun. Stick around and watch an old man try to get out of a weird hole. I almost fell in here once already today. That's always fun. And the reason I haven't got my pen is it's propping up the camera. I'll take another one. Okay, screwdriver, drill, measuring tape, got that. We're good, back in the hole. Yeah, Mama told us, don't talk with your mouth full, but I guess it doesn't count today. Okay, let's see if we can figure out how, what do we got here? I guess I just eyeballed this just so I could get it to hang. And now, of course, I'm committed to it. 1.5 inches. Okay. Make some marks. And of course we get a pen that won't work. Come on. So that's how it goes. This is a bit that is supposed to countersink the hole for the screw. Same time it drills the hole, and last one we did too deep. method. Oh, come on, Larry. Maybe I don't have to be in the hole anymore. Now that I don't have to hold that thing up. I had to get down here to be able to support that piece of wood. Now it's hanging by one screw. I guess I don't have to be in there anymore. Get the right screws. Alright, so there we go. Nice and snug. Okay, that's gonna work. Let's get another pencil while we're out here. Work the rest of these off. Yeah, you only drop stuff when people are watching. I promised you fun and entertainment. That's what you're gonna get. So we're gonna countersink this a little more. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, one more down here. I'm going to try to see if I can run this. When I put this on YouTube, I'll try to run it at, 3 or 4 times, because how much time do you want to spend watching me tighten screws? Alrighty, next, once you get this thing so it holds itself up there, then it goes pretty fast. The first one was a pain. Not my glasses. I'm inordinately proud of the running joke around my place. Inordinately proud of figuring out. Oh God, this is. Oh shit! Oh, this is what happens. Look at the end of that cheap Chinese tape, all bent up. You think that's going to measure accurately? No effing way. Well, must have stepped on it or something. I don't know how accurate it is, but it'll be the same amount of inaccurate all the time. Right? that's a joke, but also not. True. Okay. Wish we had better light in here. I'll let that be a lesson to you. Never step on your damn measuring tape unless you want to do something interesting. There. Alright. Sip, sip, sip. Bob's your uncle. Let's see. At least that's what Mom said. That's a good your mama joke. Bob's your uncle, at least that's what your mom said. I like that one. That's an original Captain Larry joke. That's I didn't even steal that from anybody. Oh, we do. Joke the other day, but I can't remember what the heck it was. Oh yeah. What was that? Oh, let's see, my wife told a good one the other day. My wife teases me once in a while. I can't imagine why. What was that joke? I think I would gave her a playful nip or two, and she said, "Oh, is that what they mean by gnaw the hide?" Okay. You don't mess with Diane. She was Phi Beta Cap in English. I call it Phi Beta Kumquat. But anyway, somebody put the wrong kind of screw in there. I said different screw for all the rest. Boy, you kind of sink those too much and it's not a good thing. Okay, so now what happens next? This is, by the way, this is cutting and fitting here. This started out as a dry run, but you know, dry runs have a way of becoming permanent pretty quick. Let me put this stuff in the trash where it goes. Pardon my suspenders. So now, phase 2, really more of the same, and that's to put this second piece in here, like that, and screw it into the one that we just put in, and nobody really knows how, but I guess any way you can has a good ring to it. I don't know if I don't think this clamp is deep enough to clamp these together. I need a bigger clamp, I think. Yeah, I won't do it. So, SOL there. So I think what we're going to have to do is just put a single screw in there, just like we did the other ones. And let's see something. I guess it's not possible. Yeah. So I guess we'll just make a mark somewhere. I guess we can get fancy and measure. Let me get my little square and do this the easy way. Take the square here and see. Let's set this up for 1.5 inches. Good. I want to be closer to this than that. I think I do. I think I want to be pretty close to that. I think I'm going to make it 1 inch. Okay, so I've got this set up for 1 inch like this, and this is actually going to get varnished later, so I don't really want to put a whole lot of ugly marks on it, but I guess I'm going to have to put some. I can do it here. That will never show. Now I got marks on the top here. These will be buried, they won't show, but it tells me. So I'll put all these screws right under in line with the other ones that I put in there, and I will put them 1 inch down from the face, just like this. And all I gotta do is put a little mark there, and I'm gonna drill my hole right through that mark, so that's never gonna show. I'm gonna be under a screw head. You can always sand away if I get a little pencil marker too, and of course this piece of wood is hidden behind the cushion. Anyway, so now that goes a saw. Where the fine craftsmanship we offer around here. Actually, so far everything I've done on a boat really has been real good. I'm just joking, but you know, when things are falling right and left, it doesn't seem that way. Now let's see. Probably going to put a second screw in there. Let's get this in first and see how it works. I'm going to drill a single one here in what I think is the middle. Looks like the middle. Try this with 1-inch screws, looking for the screwdriver again because I didn't put it down in any particular place. Come on, screwdriver. I'm going to try this with a 1-inch screw, but I got an idea. I'm going to have to use the 7/8 screws because I just don't really want a damn screw coming out the back of the panel. That's too hokey for words. So last thing you want to be doing is fishing around inside your boat for something and get your hand torn up or your arm or something else by the end of some screw that's sticking out because some guy was a numb nuts and didn't pay any attention to what length screw he was using and let it run out the back of a piece of wood where you could wreck yourself on it. So now I'm going to feel back here and see, and it's sticking out about 1/32 of an inch. So let me go over here and get my other bag of screws. I was out of those anyway. And these are the 7/8. That's going to be just fine. Somebody took this back panel and cut it with a saw, and they did not cut it absolutely straight. So there's going to be a little gap here. Nothing I can do about it too much. You can't even clamp it up there and change it. This just is a gap there. That's life. So we'll see how this 7/8 screw works. The good thing about this is that this can all come right apart again. Oh, that's good. No screw out the back. So this can all be taken out again, and these two pieces could be taken out, and you could slap glue in there, and then screw it back together again if you thought there was a need for it. I thought about it. I don't have the glue here with me, and I told myself, well, I'm going to go and get this fit in the boat. Get it fit and make sure everything works just right. And then if I want to, I can just take out these 6 screws across the top, take it home with me, and I can glue it, sand it, varnish it, any darn thing I want to do. Anyway, that is not looking too darn bad. I'm pleased with myself. As I said, I'm inordinately proud. What did I do? Forget to make a mark there? Yes. The other ones. Back to that. This isn't going to look too shabby. studied a lot of boat building in my youth, but I never did any, and I sure don't claim to have those kind of skills. I just... But I think this is going to work out okay. Now I can see this panel here has a cleat, and it screws into this bulkhead, and then this screws into that cleat. And I see that we're going to have to put one back behind here to stiffen this up. Otherwise it's going to flex when you don't want to. When you push on this, it pushes it that way. You don't want it to go anywhere. So that's another little wrinkle, but it's no big deal. Just another step. So I think there's a way to put this video on YouTube at several times the normal speed, so you're not sitting here watching me screw in fastenings one at a time for an hour. But anyway, there's a start. And I would say that this is what we were trying to accomplish. And if you take a look up here at the picture on the wall, this is what this thing is supposed to look like. So if you look at this space between the bottom of this oval and the bottom of this panel, I think it's 8.5 inches or something. And this was trimmed down, so the bottom of this was like 6 inches or something, 3.5 inches shorter than what it should have been. So now we're getting real close. So I think we'll put in a little cleat behind here to stiffen this up at both ends. And we'll put these two cleats in that go here where this line is. If you can see, it goes across. One on either side. You can see the line there. And then there's some little slats that fit in these slots. So we put another piece that looks like this with notches in it. We put one of those along here, and then the cross pieces just drop right in there, and the 3 bedboards fit in there, and Bob's your uncle. You get done, it looks like that. Okay, except this is a much wider berth. This quarter berth is wonderful. So there, that probably looked like something the drug in, but that's nothing new. You guys are used to that. So there we are, at least the first stage of this accomplished. I gotta just think about this a little bit more. I want another set of fastenings that fasten this piece I just put into the doubler behind it, and I know I have to put in the cleat along that thing that carries the load for the berth. So I'm going to see if I can combine those two functions in one fastening. It just depends. Back here, I'm actually going to put the camera back here. I have no idea if there's enough light, but you maybe can see what's in there. There's, I don't know, 1.5 inches or 2 inches, 2 knuckles worth, 2 inches of space here where there's no doubler. The doubler comes down to about this part far, and was a 5-inch doubler. This is 4.5. It's two and a half inches in there. So there's 2.5 inches down this way. This is 4.5. So there's 2 inches there where there's no doubler behind it. So if I put a second set of screws in to clamp the thing to the doubler, they've got to go up here somewhere, and I don't know if it's worth it. Anyway, this carries a vertical load that pulls down on it when you put